Hey guys, it is a pre-game show as Obi just loses his mind. Welcome, 12 games on Monday. Carnage all over the place with injuries. A late scratch of the Jedi, OG Obi. The Grizzlies just scratched Vince Williams, so they have 7 active players, except from the top rope. They signed Matthew Hurt today to a hardship contract, and he's going to have to play. He literally just got signed, I felt like 2 hours ago. But they have nobody else. They have 8 blokes, and that is it. So, yeah. This is when I talk about the Grizzlies and all of these guys out, where it's like, I'm not really certain that Jaren's going to last the season, or that Marcus Smart's going to come back, or that Desmond Bain's going to come back. Like, they're just taking everyone out. There's no way you can have a real roster where there's 11 guys out. That must be the worst luck ever. Some of it is. But, yeah. Anunoby's out today. They have no forwards, the Knicks. No Anunoby, no Randall. None. This was a real roster construction issue with this team, is they don't have forwards at all. And now their only 2 forwards are out. So, yeah, it is a very, very weird day. Do we have any information on Hartenstein's minutes restriction? Nope, we do not. We haven't heard anything. We didn't hear anything before last game either, and then we saw his minutes be pushed well down. Good to have you guys here, as always. As we get ready for all these games, we're gonna get the lineups up here in a second for you guys to have a look at. Just gonna make sure it's all set up correctly on my end. If I can find it soon, maybe we'll get there. We'll get there. How is everyone? If you haven't given it a thumbs up yet, just go and chuck that double bang in there right now for us. That would be awesome. Well, it's not really a double bang. That's just a single bang. Wow, there's a lot of games on. All right, let's flick. Can you tell me something? When I play this stinger, I believe I don't remember putting a sound behind, but I think there's a sound. Is there a sound on this? Chat, let me know. Did you hear a sound on that stinger? All right. Obi was here, but he's gone. He ran off. Is Grimes a must-add? I don't know if he is a must-add. I'd definitely prefer Hart and DiVincenzo. But with a game tomorrow and Anunoby out, then yeah, it's pretty hard not to add him. No sound. All right, thank you, Dan. I don't know why I thought I heard a sound with it yesterday. Must have been something different. Paul Reed is a really good stream today. Poku the GOAT, that is true. We're going to do a dribble game. We'll go through lineups. You can see what we've got there. LaMelo Ball out today, which is just frustrating. What's happened here? Like, soreness on his ankle? Like, I don't know. Just some real frustrating stuff. They're starting no point guard at all. Cody Martin, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, PJ Washington, Big Dick Nick Richards. Just shocking stuff. The Cavs welcome back Evan Mobley, so it's Mitchell, Strus, Okoro, Mobley, and Allen. Nurkic is still questionable. Cam Johnson returns, and he is starting with Dorian Finney-Smith out, so they're starting both the Cams, along with Dinwiddie, Bridges, and Claxton. Simmons off the bench. The Knicks, they're going to have to start Precious Achiuwa, so he's going to have to be a stream with Anunoby out. Like, who else are they starting? Unless, do they start hard at power forward? I don't know. That lineup's one to watch. They're really late bringing in lineups, the Knicks. We're waiting on quite a few statuses here, actually, to be honest. The Grizzlies, oh, man, that lineup's going to be disgusting. We just got the Clippers lineup. It's Harden, Mann, George, Leonard, Plumlee. Same lineup as always. We're waiting on Nurkic. We're waiting on both Zaire Williams and John Conchar are doubtful for Memphis, so they're not going to play. Anthony Davis and LeBron are questionable. Exum, Derek Jones, and Dwight Powell are questionable for the Mavs. And then Toby Harris, Tyrese Maxey are questionable for the Sixers, and Brogdon's questionable for the Blazers. Embiid is out, as we know. Annoying they didn't update everyone else when they updated Embiid. Sasha Vezenkov is out tomorrow. Man, what a shit show. Just one of the worst days. Yeah, Conchar and Zaire just got ruled out as well. Well, yeah, just a really bad day. No question about that. Vince is out, yeah. Now someone's telling me there was a sound on that stinger. Yeah, I thought I heard one. Yes, I'm going to play it again. Let's see if we can if we can hear the sound. Listen really closely. Listen closely. Try again. I don't think there is. I don't even know. Anyway. Doesn't matter. Williams is out. Vince Williams is out. I don't know where you're seeing game time decision. I am telling you he is out. Fantasy sites are very slow to update this stuff. Vince Williams is out. Yes, there is a sound. Okay, cool. Don't really know what that was. Do I casually do any other fantasy? I haven't. No, don't do any AFL fantasy for sure. Grimes or GG? That's for today. That's tough, man. I'd probably look Grimes because he plays tomorrow as well. So that's probably the direction I would go. Unrelated to the games, have I ever heard of the draft strategy to select the top two players from the same team if they remotely fit together, so when one gets injured, the other one benefits? Sure, that's fine. It's definitely not a negative to do that. People are often like, well, I can't have too many players from the same team. That's just not a thing, right? That's not a negative. I get what you're saying, that like if you had Kyrie and Luka, that when one of them is out, the other one gets a big bump. Right? There is some logic behind that. I don't think I would enter a draft trying to do it that way, though. And it would depend. Then the Kyrie Luka one's different because then those guys have a 2-game week in the playoffs. So then you've rooted yourself really by having those both guys having 2 games in the playoffs. That's bad. All right. So we got the confirmation there is a sound on that. I don't remember putting one in, but there you go. Why do I call Jordan Poole the BBL connoisseur? Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? There's the stories about Jordan Poole and being distracted by asses on the sidelines or women in general. What do I make of this nonsense? I don't know, Dev. Like, it is pretty crazy who the Grizzlies have out there. If I go and have a look at it, we'll do dribble game in a sec. But some of them are obviously pretty serious, like significant. We know this. We know Desmond Bain has a grade 3 ankle sprain, which might be a grade 3 ankle sprain, which might not be a grade 3 ankle sprain. Marcus Smart's got the injury. We know this. We know Steven Adams is out. We know Brandon Clark has a torn Achilles. We know Ja Morant has shoulder surgery. But the thing that gets me here is this Luke Kennard knee soreness. Like, okay, really? Vince Williams, knee soreness? Bullshit. John Conchar, ankle sprain. Didn't see anything about that one. Zaire Williams, hand soreness. Garbage. Derek Rose, thigh injury. Well, that's clear. He's never going to play. And Jake LaRavia, ankle sprain. So the Williams, Kennard, Conchar, Zaire ones are bullshit. They've got so many minutes they have to give to people. Gilead and Pippen and Roddy and bloody GG's going to play a ton and Aldama's going to have to play a ton. Yeah, like that's a garbage situation. Nick starters, Brunson, DiVincenzo, Hart, Achua, and Hartenstein. Oh my God, they're going to lose by 50 if Hartenstein's playing. Sorry, my bad, not Hartenstein. If Achua is starting, which he is. But they have no forwards. Like, they have no forwards. Precious worth an ad. If these guys are actually out, Precious is worth an ad. Is Maxey going to play today? Don't know, mate. He is currently questionable. Aldama or Precious for tonight? Probably Precious because they play tomorrow. Is Kennard worth holding through the knee injuries? I need to activate Pedersen. Well, Albert, you bring up a good point. And by a good point, I mean something that I can talk about because you don't need to make any decision on that just yet. Yes, Pirtle might return tomorrow. But you know what you can do? There's 12 games on today. There's a pretty large chance, mate, that someone on your team gets hurt today and you just switch those through for Pirtle. That's a real chance of happening. But like the Kennard one, he's probably a top 100 guy if he's healthy, but now we've got this knee soreness stuff. So I do get it. He does become expendable in that scenario, but I wouldn't be making that move at this point. Jordan Poole did spend $500K on Ice Spice. Yeah, I forgot about that story. $500K date, wasn't it? I don't know what he did for $500,000 on a date. What do I look at when Michael Bolton is preaching in the intro of every video? I'm either looking directly down the barrel of the camera or I'm setting up the production stuff on this side to make sure that the intro flicks in when it needs to. So it's either looking at the camera or looking at the screen. Let's do dribble game. Just break this up while we get more news. Man, what a disaster day this is. Oh, the recap show is going to be interesting tonight. There's going to be so much stuff that means nothing. Come on, dribble game. Halliburton and Şengün. That's Aaron Holiday. No, Holiday didn't play with Halliburton? Was he traded away from the Pacers before? He must have been. Damn. So who is that? It's not Jeff Green. It's not Dylan Brooks. It's not Fred VanVleet. Jock Landale? No. Who is on the Rockets team that played with Obi Toppin? No. Man, now that's annoying. Brooks, VanVleet, Jollibee Jalen, Jabari Smith, Şengün, Jeff Green play with Halliburton? No. I mean, Thompson, Cam Whitmore. Who is that? Jalen Smith with Şengün? No. Isaiah Jackson? No. TJ McConnell? No. What am I missing here, chat? Who am I out on here? Halliburton, Kings, Pacers. Who plays for the Rockets? What the hell am I missing? There's got to be something really obvious here. Jayshawn Tate? No. Boban? No. James Johnson? No. What am I missing? All right, I'm going to give it up on that. Chat, who is it? Justin Holiday? When did Justin Holiday play in Houston? Or did he play there last year? I'll try it. But I don't think Justin played with Tyrese in Indiana. No, I didn't think so. Daniel Tice. When did he... Oh, yes. That is good. Bang. Thank you for that, whoever said Daniel Tice. That is a good pick. Do I think Brogdon will play today? I don't even know how to judge that. Like, maybe. Who's the ad for Memphis for points at Gold member? How could I possibly know who's available? You got to give me options. Like, I can't just guess who's available. Who's the ad? Jaren Jackson. Like, I've got no idea, mate. Should you drop Harrison Barnes to activate Mobley or wait a game? I would be likely to wait a game today. Where did Mr. Black nickname come from? It's from The Simpsons. Oladipo, no, he definitely didn't play with Halliburton. But yeah, we've got the answer anyway. Does it worry me that Halliburton is returning only a week after? Yeah, look, I'm always going to be worried about that. But not as worried as I was the first time that he came back. Is Paul Reed a pickup? Yes, very obviously, yes. He's a pickup every time the Embiid is out. Bigger upside between Grayson Allen and Kuminga. Kuminga's got the bigger upside. Whether he hits it or not, I don't know. You must have someone worse than Clint Capella, or else it's a very shallow league. Do I have somewhere for viewers to donate support? Not really. The best support is just being a member of Basketball Monster. That helps a lot, but that's really about it. What website was that? Dribble Game, it's called. Camp Crusty episode from Mr. Black is correct. In a situation like Maxi, where you are waiting for an update, but your other players have earlier games, you just play the for sure active play. Yeah, like I'm in that situation. I've got Maxi in industry pickup, and he's currently sitting actually in my IL slot. But I am, I'm just going to leave him there for today. And if I get activated, I've got someone that I can drop later on if necessary. But yeah, I'd rather just take the sure thing usually. So I just don't know if he's going to be available. I've got no idea. You should do a live stream each day with the most popular game of the day and add super chat. We can't add super chats on something we're allowed to do at Locked On. But also, I'm not going to be on stream again for another 2-3 hours during the day. Got so much work that I need to do. So no, that's just not going to happen, unfortunately. No idea, Eduardo, about Hartenstein minutes restrictions. No idea. They didn't tell us last time. They haven't told us anything this time. Do I think Levine has played his last game for the Bulls? I'll just say no. Will Embiid play it all this week? Yes. Do Brits play basketball? Not sure. You should ask someone who's British. But yeah, they do. OG Anunoby's British. Luol Deng's British. Does Cam Thomas stay in the starting five? Yeah, that lineup is confirmed, the starting five there. Will he, well, today anyway, will he stay in there next game? Well, there's going to be changes because I would expect that they will try to get Simmons into there. And I would think that the lineup will probably end up being, whether it's in a week or 2 weeks or not, will be Simmons, Thomas, Bridges, Johnson, Claxton. I don't think Dinwiddie will start, or Johnson could move to the bench as well. I would say at the moment that Thomas will stay, at least short term. With the tanking going on in Memphis, is Vince a drop? No, absolutely not. Trey Murphy, 0 minutes Saturday bench. No, it was the second game of a back-to-back. How do I watch all the games? I don't. I can't watch all the games. It's impossible for me to watch all the games as they're happening. I pay attention to certain little bits and pieces as I need to and watch certain sections of games. And then I follow people who are at the games, trusted beat reporters, and get that information that way. I can't watch every game. Anyone who tells you they watch every game as they're happening is lying. It's impossible to do. Likelihood Merrill gets some time today. I would expect he gets a little bit of time, but pretty small amount would be my guess. Like not huge, under 20. And that's, until, and then when Garland returns is when it gets a little bit more dicey for him. Again, a lot of questions about Hartenstein's minutes limits. I've got no idea. I would say maybe, but they have to play Sims a lot at backup center. So maybe, but we just don't hear it. We've got no idea. They told us nothing last time either. Hart or Mobley for a points lead time. One guy might play 40 minutes and the other one's going to be on a minutes restriction. So I'll just take Josh Hart. Have I ever had a crepe? That is a very random thing, but yes. Do I like them? Like they're fine. You need you just need multiple TVs to watch your games. That's cool, Ricardo. You can have multiple TVs. You can't watch multiple games though. You've only got 2 eyes and you know what? You can't split them. And go, there's 4 games going on at once and I've got 4 TVs. You can't watch those games. They can be on, but you can't watch them. You watch almost every game the day after on the app while remote working. That's cool, but I can't do that because the games are on and then I talk about them straight after it. And then the next day, I'm preparing for the next day's games. Like it's just impossible to do. Is Wara an ad with Barrett and Quickly out? He might be streamable tomorrow, yeah. Given that Pirtle might return and you're going to have no Barrett, no Quickly. So you've got Trent, you've got Schroeder who are going to step up into that role. And Wara probably gets a little bit more, yeah. Who are the Memphis 7 who are suited up? Good question. Let's go and have a look. I'll tell you who they are. They are Jaren Jackson, Santi Aldama, Xavier Tillman, Gigi Jackson, Scottie Pippen, David Roddy, Jacob Gilead, and then Matthew Hurt is the 8th guy. Is Tibbs enough for OG? Tibbs is enough in general, but is he enough for OG? I don't think that makes him enough, no. What about Simmons? Any minutes limit? Yes. I would expect he's under 25, yes. They didn't say what it was, but yes. It is impossible to watch every game, Corey. You can have every game on, but you cannot watch every game. It's impossible. How can you pay attention to 5 games at once? Like, for example, today, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games, 10 games, all running at the same time. Now, sure, you have 10 screens. You're going to split it into a split screen of 10. No problem. You cannot watch all of the games at all of the time. You cannot. You can flick in between it. You can watch bits and pieces. You cannot. If you can watch 10 games at once, well, are you lying? But you're also the biggest freak of all time. You can't do it. Try pancakes. You think I've never had pancakes? I'm a 44-year-old man. I have had a pancake. This is not some exotic sort of food. Was Adrian Griffin's scheme bad for fantasy? I don't think it really impacted fantasy that much, to be honest. It probably, Doc could improve a little bit more with more pick and roll for Lillard and Yanni, but I wouldn't say it was bad for fantasy. Like, was Lillard and Giannis and Middleton and Lopez, were they all bad in fantasy? No, I wouldn't say that is true. Yeah, I'm working on splitting my eyes, Ryan, for 10 different screens. I got 1/5 of my left eye going here. Like, it's impossible, guys. Tell me what you want. You can't do it. NBA Crunch Time, that's the one that's like Red Zone where they move it around here, Mark. Yeah, that's cool, but it also means you can't watch every game, right? Like, which is what people always want. You got to watch every game, and the eye, you can't do it. It's impossible to do it. Crunch Time will move back and forward. I can also do that manually. Hey guys, just in case we haven't had this question for a while, let's chuck another one in. No offense to you, Q family. No, I've got no idea whether Hartenstein's on a minutes limit. No one has said anything. They didn't say anything last time. They haven't said anything this time. We assume that he does, but I don't know. LeBron is going to play and Davis is likely to play. That is not a shock there, as they just continually list these guys questionable every time. Watch the Grizzlies win today. I'd laugh so hard if they did, with every bloke out. How many games do I assume before Mobley's at 30 minutes? Probably 3. But they are they have a back-to-back coming up. So I think they play this game and then they've got... I think it's Thursday, Friday, or Wednesday, Thursday, back to back. So he's going to sit one of those two, and then maybe like at the end of the week. Precious or Grimes if I had to choose one? Ooh, really good question. Grimes is a way better player, but the OG injury status probably means it's Precious. Vince Williams' status is out. Who's taking his place? They've only got 8 players. So you can see on the screen how we are projecting the starting lineup, but they could go anyway. So we've got Gilead, GG, Roddy, Aldama, and Jaron, Scottie Pippen, Matthew Hurt, and who is the other guy who could jump into that role? Tillman. They're not going to start Tillman, though. So it'd be Hurt, which they're not going to start him, or Pippen would be the other guy to start. But I think GG is probably going to start. I don't know about Giannis. What's his status? He's still listed probable. You can see this on the screen. If there's a P, it means probable. If there's a Q, it means questionable. If there is an in, it means in, as in they are playing. If there is an S, it means they are starting and they don't normally start. And if there is an off inj, it means they're off the injury report. It's all there on the screen for you guys. Does Dennis Smith take a hit with Simmons back? Yeah, I'd have to think he does, yes. Hartenstein's rebound line is at 10.5. Seems like the bookies think he's got no minutes limit. Yeah, you're right. They think that. I honestly have no idea. There is no way of me knowing whether he has a minutes limit or not. There's no way of them also knowing that. He could play 20 minutes. He could play 30. I would guess he's somewhat limited. There's a lot of... This Hartenstein stuff is crazy. People are just like, man, he's done. He's out weeks. He's going to be on a minutes limit forever. They're going to 50-50 minutes split. I don't think any of that's true, but I just don't know also. I say Bagley is a bad free throw shooter, but wasn't he shooting 70 plus the last few seasons and 80 before the trade? He was shooting 80 before the trade. I believe it was pretty low volume, but let me go and have a look at these numbers because he was shooting really high numbers in Detroit on very low attempts, of course, and then he went to Washington and it's gone bad again. Historically in his career, he is a 68.9% free throw shooter in his career. He was at 82 in Detroit. He's at 63 in Washington. He was 75 last season. He was 66 the year before that. So he's been basically the last 2 seasons 75%. 75 last season, 74.7 this season. The volume of that is low. 108 attempts last season and 99 attempts this season. Is there any world in which the Knicks look to go with Grimes and... No, the lineup's confirmed, Mick. It's there. You can see it on the screen. Hardy's starting. Who drew that painting? Drop the at. Jean-Michel Basquiat. I don't think he has an at. He also died 30 years ago. He's a very, very, very well-known painter. You remember the Nets jerseys from like their city jerseys from 2 years ago? Well, that's the same guy. That is obviously not a real Basquiat. Did I give up too much for Luka when I gave up Curry? Look, who cares? You've done it. Why do you care? If you've made the trade already, why does it matter? But I wouldn't have gone and got Luka with a 2-game playoff week. Josh has read one above my message 4 consecutive times. There you go, Weston. I read that one. Obviously not the one you want me to read, though. Who I got tonight, Heat or Suns? Suns. Yusuf Nurkic is in, so no. So Eubanks obviously back to the bench, as we are 6 minutes away from this starting. I'm just going to check my lineup in industry pickup because I've got Eubanks on that team, so he will be the drop if Maxi. Actually, I'm just going to drop him now because I don't need him. That's great that I've got the information. So Eubanks, I'll see you later. That enables me to activate Maxi, and I can put him into my lineup. And then if he plays, he plays. I'm going to actually change that. Put Kawhi there. And then put Maxi up there. There you go. All right. So I'm about to make that change. Dwight Powell is playing. Maxi Kleber is playing. Dante Exum is out. Derek Jones is out. So that's a lot of value for Josh Green and Tim Hardaway there. Has there been a better rookie since Wembanyama since I started playing fantasy? Nope. Nope, there has not. We're dropping Paul Reed if Embiid is back tomorrow. Yeah, like you only have Reed if Embiid is out. What are the odds that Mark Williams has done for the season? Oh, I'd put it at 30%. Like, but how do I know? Like they lie about everything, so it's really impossible to know. Yeah, good question, Kin. I should have mentioned this on a show. The postponed games have been rescheduled. The Dallas one is in April. And the Utah one, I think it's in February, but they've been rescheduled. No, it's in March actually. The Utah one. Is Michael Bolton leading the MVP? Of course he is. Is Şengün top 20 next season? Don't really see it, Dan. If Murray gets traded, will he improve his fantasy value? Look, honestly, I couldn't tell you. Because it would depend what team he goes to. There are three different outcomes that are possible. It gets better, it gets worse, it stays the same. But this is why trying to speculate on trades is basically impossible. That, I don't know where he's going or who comes back into trade. There's too many moving parts and pieces. You must drop a center in ESPN points. Like, Weston, you play in a shit league. Good for you. Capella, Duran, or Capella? Well, that's two Capellas. You probably drop one of those Capellas. I reckon you put the wrong thing there, but you might want to change that around. But yeah, those rules about having to be a center is the dumbest shit of all time. Just ridiculous leagues, ridiculous settings from a ridiculous company. But I would definitely drop Capella ahead of Duran. I just don't know who your other guy is there because you obviously don't have two of those. Would I start Mobley or go with a safer choice in Wendell Tobias? Well, Tobias isn't safe because I don't even know that he's playing. So that's not safe whatsoever. He's still questionable. Would I start? No, I wouldn't start Mobley low minutes. No, I would rather just go Wendell. Ricky, how do you quantify that? How much do you think Allen will take a hit? He'll take a hit. How do I quantify it? Have a look at what he did before Mobley got injured. Nowhere near what he's doing now. It'll be decent, I would guess. But we've got a big sample size of Allen playing next to Mobley. Last season, the season before, the start of this season. We've seen it a lot. Gafford, Capella, and Duran. I would drop Capella out of that group. Is it worth stashing Brooklyn players for that 5-game playoff week? Tim, a lot of things there. Are you in the playoffs? Are you guaranteed in? I guess, sure, but who are you talking about? Royce O'Neal, is 5 games of 20 minutes of Royce enough? That's 100 minutes for the week. That's a 3-game starter. It would depend on the players, but sure, yes, with limits. Gafford will foul out. Cool. Don't think he's fouled out really any game at all recently. But, yeah. What are my thoughts on Sohan? He just got to be his must roster. We are about to get out of here, so I will get ready to say goodbye to you guys. I saw a question just fly in there. Should I pick up Josh Hart or Dante? You're in a 10-team league, mate. If they're going to be your worst player, you're just going to stream through that. I would say that Dante is a better pickup than Hart, but I don't know. We're all waiting to see how they use those guys, but you're just going to stream through. That's what I'm guessing. Guys, remember, if you ask a question and I have no idea what your league is, impossible for me to answer. And the most likely answer you get back is me roasting you. Is Plumlee worth keeping in a 16-team? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. All right, we are getting out of here. So again, thanks everyone for being a part of the show. I'll drop that stinger across and we can hear the sound once again. Ooh. All right, we're out of here. Hit the thumbs up on the way out, and I will see you guys later on. Bye. Oh, yeah?